to start it out on this, we really wanted a couple different things. One, we really wanted to create a unique style. In addition to pulling from all the things that RA had put on the table, RA developed up a 10,000-year history, and we say that, and you've probably heard that through the press, but it's really there, and there's so much material to pull from. But once we do that, we basically round up and we start talking about what does that really mean and how do we really represent that visually. And then basically we work with Todd. So what we do is we start to generate ideas and then we start to run it by Todd, and Todd comes in and gives us the super sauce. So.
Well, and then let me just add to that that you should, I think with almost any art, and especially with a video game, you need to build the depth, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you as an individual need to worry about it. That's our job, right? If you talk to people who write movies, they will tell you more about any of the characters on the screen. They actually know what they did for the last 20 years of their life, even though they're only giving you 2 hours. But we just need to have that so we can move things along. So the reason RA's got it there is because those amongst us, and it's not all of us, that want to delve super deep into the game, it will be there. There are some who just like to play the game for the hell of it and just have a good ride. That's okay. You don't have to touch all the points that we've got and all the details that we've got. You can just go in and just go, hey, I just want to have fun for 2 hours. That will also be there. So, but you have to have both of those spectrums because, again, you're going to get all walks of life of people that are going to come in and buy the game because it's a personal experience when you guys play video games, especially something like an RPG.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So we have to make it as wide as possible so that personal experience can be had by anybody in the room here.
So let's just reiterate, all-in engine?
All-in game. Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very impressive. I think that's one of the reasons I get that kind of tingly feeling every time I see stuff from this game.
Us too.
Well, and again, to be very clear, this is an RPG game, right? So you're seeing a lot of the sexy up there because it's easy to get your attention than to see somebody looting, right, for a minute and a half. But again, as I keep sort of saying, and we've said in various panels that we've done, if you don't want to deal with the action part of it, if that's not your gig, you can go around it. You don't have to deal with it, and you're going to still get a pretty deep experience with just a simple sort of RPG experience that you're used to.
One of the creatures that we saw in the trailer, the Bolgan, we're about to take a sort of a look at how you came to this animation and design of the creature. So whoever wants to start taking it away, please do.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Yeah. This is an in-game shot of the Bolgan. And basically, with R.A. Salvatore's 10,000-year history, one of the things he wanted us to sort of really focus on is trying to pull
Can we
things.
get the lights on this?
Yeah, should we dim the lights a little bit?
Yeah, trying to pull things from real-world mythology. So the Bolgan is actually based on from Irish mythology, the Firbolg. And so we kind of took some inspiration from that. And at the early stage, we start with these sort of high-level concepts of like environments and characters and creatures all together, and kind of like trying to figure out what's a cool scene that we want to have in the game. And that's how this guy was born. So this is the first visualization of him. When we have something like a base that we like, then we sort of show it to Todd, and we get some feedback from him, and he really helps us to, push the silhouette, the iconicness of the creature. Like, having this guy really stand out in a crowd, and what are things that we can do to make him memorable and make it something that you love fighting and you want to collect, when someday maybe this guy, is an action figure or whatever. He's really good at like helping us, giving us that kind of feedback to improve the designs and just make them as awesome as they can possibly be.
Once we go from there, we jumped into the animation stage. So maybe, Young, you could...
Yeah, so basically after, like Tyler was saying, like once we get all the information that we could possibly get from concept to design to 3D models, we start putting the personality. We kind of started pushing like
The belly.
the belly. You see that belly there?
Well, he's got man boobs.
Yeah.
And
Yes, he does.
He doesn't have a six pack. He has a keg there. So, so the first thing we do is do a walk cycle. And the reason we do a walk cycle is because like within a walk, you can actually know who and what this guy's about. Like if I ask any of you guys to get up and do a walk, each of you guys are gonna walk differently because of your weight, your height, your age, and your history. And we kind of trying to do the exact same thing with our animations. So like here, like he's walking, and you can tell that he's heavy, and like he's from what I understand of the actual story, he used to be king. So like we actually put his head up a little higher than normal. So he kind of like you can tell that he's a proud guy. He's not like a thug,
And then we're all come in on some of it if we even go back to that walk, which is sort of goofy stuff. I don't know if you can kick back there. But it's when you see him walking, this shield is sort of curving in front of his body, because we have a tendency that when we walk that your wrist curls a little bit. So on the walk, if we can get back there, watch his left arm, see how it curls just a bit, and then the way he's carrying the sword, look at the points up, and then he relaxes it back down, and then if you watch his shoulders. The shoulders are going sort of side to side as the feet are going forward there. They're sort of innocent moves that you shouldn't be concerned about as a fan out there. But if we do our job right, then what we should be able to accomplish is that you believe that thing's alive and that it wasn't just a rigged model, some kind of skeleton that we put up there that's mannequin movements that I call it, robotic movements, that you just go, you know what, I know that 7 feet tall, fat red dudes don't exist, but if they did, I think it actually looked like that, wouldn't it? So
yeah. Imagine seeing this guy in that dark alley. Another thing too is like this is all hand key too. Like basically everything that you see that is moving there, an animator moved that, and we moved it on purpose. Like everything has weight, everything has like a certain feel to it, because like during the Todd reviews and stuff when we talk with Todd, like he emphasizes like for us to actually really pay attention to the little nuances, because like all the little pieces working together makes an awesome animation.
see, watch his back. If this is the same one, watch his. Oh no, I wasn't it. 1, 2. Now watch his front foot. It pivots. Watch, he steps and it pivots. It seems like a silly move, but again, I've seen a lot of animation in video games that sits there and guys sort of step and they don't sort of pay attention to the movement of your feet and your arms and the way you shift. And what it is, if you think of your body as a computer, which it is always recalculating weight. No matter what you do with your body, if you're playing basketball, if you're sitting in a chair, if you try to dodge something that comes, somebody throws something at you, your body will recalculate because it now knows that you shifted weight, and so the rest of your body will then have to do something so you don't fall over. It's that simple. So now we got a big fat guy here. He lunges forward. He's going to have to get his front foot out there, and then he's going to have to turn his foot and reset himself, because if he's going to get ready to go back into action, he can't have his foot in the same spot that he was landing on as he was trying to stab somebody as he is when somebody is now coming at him and he's going to be on a defensive play. So they're silly things, and again, like I said, I'm not necessarily here to tell Young, again, exactly how he's supposed to sort of swing the sword, but there's certain follow-throughs and bigness. Like watch, see how he comes up over the head? If you bring that sword swing down a little bit, it comes across a little more passive. And so again, if you're going to do a scale 1 to 10, get a 9 out of it if you can, and then we don't even have some of the people up here. We then follow it with sound, so that it goes